Well, welcome to Snack Chat. Thanks so much for being part of our first ever Zoom episode. This new way of doing
I feel so privileged.
And as per every Snack Chat episode, we also make sure our guests bring a snack and they're well hydrated. And I can see you've got a beautiful little fruity drop in front of you now. Tell us about it.
I have. Yeah. So, okay. So this is called La Buvette. This is imported by the guys that own the Alps Tirac Cellars. They also have an online wine store now, which they started a few months ago. It's called Diggin' in Cellars, DITC. Mm-hmm. And I'd be lying if I said this was my first bottle of this. I've consumed many bottles of this over the last few months during COVID. Yeah. But it's from the south of France, from the Languedoc. Sort of the southwest corner of France. Mm-hmm. And it's a 50-50 Grenache Carignan. And it's just made in a cooperative. It's a vin de soif. It's not supposed to be taken too seriously, or you're not supposed to think about it and sort of digest it too much. It's literally just hydrating and refreshing. And I think Lyndon, who imports it here, he calls it a 750 ml ticket to Paris, just because it's literally what you drink in the bistros in Paris by the carafe.
Oh wow!
It's just super easy to drink and really enjoyable.
Well, I'm drinking. It's a Pinot Noir, and it's from the guys at Shadowfax. It's the Little Hampton Pinot Noir.
Yes.
I don't know whether you can see that. Nice. So it's a 2018 vintage, really lovely, really fruity, super fruity on the nose, nice strawberry notes. I realised I hadn't had a Pinot in ages. Like, I feel like I've just been just mixing it up and just drinking different types of reds, whether it's like medium-bodied reds or Sangies or even sparkling wine. I've gone through like a sparkling wine phase in ISO. So Pinots are good. I feel like it's a Pinot Tuesday. So, and do you have a snack there?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Do you want to know about it?
Yes, tell me about it.
Okay, so this is Mortadella di Bologna. So this is the genuine article. This is mortadella from Bologna. Normally, when you get mortadella in Australia, it's made in Australia. It's a lot harder to get the Italian stuff, but obviously Bologna is the home of mortadella. Mortadella di Bologna, just it makes sense.
So my snack isn't as meaty as yours. Mine's some chockies that I got sent by my good friends from Chocolatier. So this, I've never had these ones before, but it's their Pure Delight range, and they've come in like individual little packets, so you can get like the mud cake flavour.
So cute. Nice.
We've got cookie crumble. So I'm probably just gonna, if you hear some rustling, that's me just having some chockies on the side. So that's my little snack while we chat.
Beautiful.
Tell us about Morso Food and Morso at home.
I've sort of always had a bit of a thing for cooking. I liked it when I was a kid, as I was growing up, but never really sort of pursued it too seriously. But then probably about 3 or 4 years ago, I come from a corporate background, so I used to work, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, wear a suit, the whole thing. Probably about 3 or 4 years ago, I started doing a lot of sort of private dinners and small events. Just on the side, just really as a hobby, because I enjoyed cooking for people so much, and I really enjoyed food and wine, and I never was really sure whether it would be a career path, but I just knew that I enjoyed it at the time. So we used to do a lot of private dinners and small events for people a few years ago, and then sort of fast forward to sort of June, July last year, we were over in Italy. And as you do, you make your big life decisions when you're over in Italy. And we decided to start doing it full time. And
what about Morso at home? Because that very, very conveniently seemed to tie in with the start of the first lockdown that Victorians saw. So we ended up seeing this big, change to our lives all around the world. And then Morso at home popped up. Was that sort of coincidence or planned? How did that sort of happen?
Yeah. So we'd always kind of had in the background somewhere the thought about doing something around, delivery or takeaway or something in that something in that range. But the lockdown stage 1 really just brought all that forward, and we got Morso at home up and running in a couple of days, and I think we're into week 20 or 21 now, and it's, you know, it sells out every single week, and we've got so many amazing, you know, regular customers and new customers, and it's just been, yeah, the response has just been unbelievable. We didn't think it would be anything like it's been. It's just been amazing. Yeah.
What do you get when you get takeaway? Are you getting like another sort of equivalent of Morso at home, or are you getting Macca's, or what are you doing?
Oh, geez, look, I've definitely been known to enjoy the odd late night cheeseburger or early morning cheeseburger, depending on what time it is on a Sunday.
Yeah.
No, takeaway for us. It's probably love a pizza, love a pizza.
What kind?
We've been known to dab. Always margarita, always.
Margarita.
I think as you would probably know about me, and as I'm sure a lot of people know about me, I'm all about like simplicity and classics and all that sort of stuff. And I've got this thing with margaritas. I think you can always tell everything you need to know about a pizza place judged on their margarita.
Growing up, were you a breakfast cereal kind of kid, or were you more of a toast kid?
Oh yeah.
Your vibe?
I was both. I would have been both in equal parts. I used to have an absolute just love for Nutri-Grain.
Yum.
So yeah, so Nutri-Grain was not my number one, and I'm sure at some stage I probably thought that it was going to turn me into an Iron Man or something like that. But you know, as you can see, that didn't happen. But
what are you talking about?
Nutri-Grain was the go-to. Yeah, that was the number one for sure.
What would be your favourite bread? Like the ultimate bread, the top of your list?
For focaccia, hands down.
Yeah.
And am I allowed to say our focaccia? Can it be
You
the
can.
Morso
Of course
focaccia?
you can. Of course you can. Because it's good.
Morso focaccia.
Okay, favourite type of pasta, and it's a twofold question. Favourite type of pasta, but also favourite type of pasta sauce, or what to serve the pasta with.
Okay, cool. So I knew, I had a feeling I was going to get asked this question because I get asked this question all the time. Okay, so I'm going to, and thank you for giving me two opportunities here. So I'm going to put it into two categories. We're going to go fresh pasta on one side. We're going to go dried pasta on the other side. Yep. So on the fresh pasta side, I can't go past tagliatelle.
So what does that look like?
Again. So tagliatelle it's a long noodle. It's a long flat noodle. It's kind of like a lot of people would be familiar with, you know, linguine or fettuccine. So it's a little bit wider than both of those two. It's generally about 2 centimeters wide. It's rolled very, very thin, and it should always be hand cut if you can. And more than happy to teach anyone how to do that. We can we can organize something. But tagliatelle I like because it's to me it speaks of tradition, and it's you know, it's something that's been around for hundreds and hundreds of years, and it's made with eggs and flour with your hands. You know, it couldn't be easier. It's you know, just very, very nice and old, and all those sort of nice things. And okay, so if you're eating tagliatelle, it has to be with ragu alla bolognese. It can't be with anything else. And likewise, if you're going to serve ragu alla bolognese with any other kind of pasta, just does not work.
Doesn't work. You have to have that long, stringy sort of noodles that you can wrap around your fork. And Now, I know we brought up your, I suppose, how you might be more inclined to go to a certain fast food establishment after a big night out, McDonald's. When you get a cheeseburger, because I'm sure everyone does get a cheeseburger every now and then, do you pick the pickles out, or do you keep them in?
No, I wish they had more pickles in a cheeseburger. I wish there was 4 or 5.
You need that crunch.
You know, they put that solitary pickle in, and like sometimes it's in the middle and sometimes it's at the sides, and like you just never know when you're getting it.
Yeah.
I wish they'd put more in. Yeah, no, pickles all the way for sure.
Yeah, we need to campaign that. We need to start a hashtag, more pickles in the cheeseburger.
Absolutely.
What about, speaking of chocolate, because I actually am going to try some of my snacks. So I'm going to get stuck into this chocolatier chocky. Do you put your chocolate in the fridge, or do you have it at room temperature? Or
room temperature.
Do you freeze it?
No, room temperature. I have frozen it before.
Yeah.
I've frozen it before. I'm not completely adverse to frozen, but no, 99% of the time room temp. I think maybe the only one that I really like out of a fridge is a Tim Tam. I do like a Tim Tam out of the fridge.
They're so good cold.
But yeah, otherwise they're so good cold. I think it's because of the layers.
Yeah.
So that kind of ganache layer that's in the middle of a Tim Tam. If it's at room temp, it's kind of like really soft, and you can actually almost like bite it with your tongue. But when it goes in the fridge, you do that thing where you're crunching through multiple layers as you're biting it. I can dig that.
It's all about the texture with that kind of biscuit. I love it.
Yeah.
Now, this next question, I feel like you've read my mind, because I had no idea what your snack was. So just as an FYI, everyone, I had no idea what the snack was. But I am going to get you to rank these cured meats that you would find on a charcuterie board. And you have to be super honest. I feel like I already know what's going to be number one, but if you can rank them and let me know what you think. Okay, so we've got prosciutto.
Okay.
Salami, ham.
Prosciutto. Are we going to get? Have we got a different kind of prosciutto, or are we just saying prosciutto?
We're just saying prosciutto. We won't get too fancy with this one. So just you can leave it to your imagination. It could be whatever prosciutto you want it to be. So prosciutto, salami. Ham, like a shaved ham of some descript, chorizo, and mortadella.
Okay. So, funnily enough, I'm actually going to put prosciutto at the top.
Oh, okay. Reasons?
But it's not going to be so it's not going to be like prosciutto. It's going to be a kind of prosciutto which is called culatello.
Okay.
So culatello is from Emilia Romagna in the north of Italy, and instead of being made from the leg of the pig, it's actually made from the rump.
Okay.
So there's a lot more meat. There's sort of a lot more going on. It's aged for a little bit longer. It's stored in different conditions. So it's left in caves with the windows open, so the humidity and the breezes go through. So prosciutto number one.
Yep.
Salami number two.
Okay, good answer.
A really good, really good sort of like hot calabrese, something like that.
Yum.
What was mortadella would be number three. Even though what I said earlier, it's still number three.
Yep. And then you got chorizo or ham.
Yeah, so ham's going number 4, and chorizo is, if there was like 58 places, chorizo would be number 58.
All right. Not a fan of chorizo.
Yeah. I'm a fan of a really good one, but it's hard to get a really good one.
Yeah. Is that like you have to be overseas sort of thing?
Yeah, I think so. I've never come across a really good one in Australia. Maybe I've just been looking in the wrong places, but I've never had a great one.
Okay.
But yeah, ham is really cool. So we'll go ham number 4, chorizo 5.
Yeah, no, well answered. I think that's really good. I wasn't expecting you to choose prosciutto at the top, but yeah, come to think of it, there are some pretty awesome prosciuttos out there. When you get a good one and it just melts in your mouth.
Yeah.
Perfect. No,
totally.
Fabulous.
Couldn't agree more.
But when we could, in rosier times, when we could actually travel and you'd go somewhere on a big overseas trip, and then when you're returning back to Melbourne, there's usually, I feel like there is a dish that everyone gravitates to. There's that one thing, whether it's a sanger, whether it's a bowl of pasta, there's always that one meal that you're craving, regardless of where you've been in the world, that you want to have when you get home. What's yours?
Oof. Something specific to Melbourne?
It can be whatever. It could be toast. It could be anything.
Actually, no. You know what I'm going to say. I've got an answer for you.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it'd be controversial to some people. I'm not sure. But,
that's all right.
Any of the pastries from Tivoli Road Bakery, which I think are the best in Melbourne.
Oh, wow. There you go. You're putting it out there. You're not wrong, though.
Croissant, escargot, pain au chocolat,
No,
Tivoli Road Bakery. Yeah.
No, that's good. Speaking of basic bitch meals, what would yours be? And to give you a bit of, like, you know, for people who don't know what a basic bitch meal is, it's something that you're just making when you can't be bothered making anything else. You don't want to spend any money. You don't want to go to the shops. You're just going to whip something up. So I'm really curious to know what yours is, because it might be something.
Oh, mine is not fancy at all. So mine is like, I would eat it 6 days out of the week, like just tuna and rice, and it's so boring.
Wow, it's good though.
But just, it's like, I tend to get like this during the week, obviously, like I was saying at the start of the call, you know, like when we're so busy and you forget what the day is, and like sometimes like you need food purely just as fuel. You don't even care how it tastes, what it looks like. You don't need to photograph it for Instagram. You just want something that's easy. Tuna and rice for sure. But it's got to be the I think it's onion and was it onion and tomato tuna? So like not just plain tuna. Yeah, it's got to be one of those little flavored ones.
Okay, so Dave, final question. From the most basic bitch meal to the most basic question ever known to man, it's the dinner party question. So I guess there's a few questions here. It's a bit of a 3 or 4 part question, but it's where would you have dinner? Who would you invite? And what would you be eating and drinking?
And I'm gonna sound so boring, and it's probably because we're in this time that we're in with COVID, etc. I literally just cannot wait to get back around the table with friends. I can't wait for that. You know, let's say, I don't know, 10 or 20 people, al fresco when it's warmer, nice big long table, a lot of, you know, just a lot of things from the barbecue and fresh vegetables down the middle of the table, and way too many bottles of this. And I know that sounds like such a simple answer, but I can't think of many better dining situations than that right now.
No, that's a perfect answer. I feel like that's what we're craving at the moment. We just want to see people. Yeah. And it's times like these, like, I know it sounds super cliche, but you just start to realize, you know, what's important in life and who's important and what you want to be doing and how you want to be spending your time. So I couldn't think of a better way to have food and enjoy it with people. So well answered. That's a great answer.
I agree.
No, that's fabulous.
Thank you.
Well, we have come to the end of our interview. So thank you so much for joining me today, Dave. Really do appreciate it.
You're welcome. Loved it.
I feel like, we need to cheers to an awesome episode of Snack Chat. And
cheers.
I will mention any, for those people who might be interested in eating some of Dave and Ash's food, I will pop a link in the bottom of this YouTube notes just to say where you guys can order from and how you can get to know more about Dave. So thank you so much for your time, Dave. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Kara. Thanks, heaps. Thanks so much.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers. Ching, ching.